It's afternoon in Mallorca and we're on retreat, so you're probably going to hear some of my wonderful retreat peeps in the background by the pool, alongside the birds and the cicadas. Let's start. Cross-legged, palms up or down. Feel free to close your eyes if you want to. Just a couple moments here. Try to find your breath through your nose, both the inhale and the exhale. And then blink your eyes open. Let's come into a modified side plank. Right hand, right knee, left foot, all on that middle line of your mat. Feel your inner upper arms spin away from each other and hug your right hip underneath you. Might be nice to have your right toes curled under if you want to. And then elevate that left leg. If that's not working for you, put it back down again. Could be that you take your top arm up and over, and let's rotate our right ribs to the sky. Left arm skyward, and left foot down. Sorry, there's a bug on me. Then push into your right hand, and take that right knee off your mat. You might take your top arm up and over here also. Three moments where we are. Spin on your left toes, go to three-legged down dog. Right leg extends off the ground and back behind you. Knee to chest as we come to a plank and pause. As if emulating that modified side plank that we just did, step your right foot in between your hands, back foot flat, right hand down and left arm up. Perhaps you prefer right forearm across your thigh. And possibly top arm up and over. We can leverage a little bit with our forearm. Some lengthen to our right ribs, our bottom ribs, and then turning those right ribs up towards the sky. Three moments where we are. Do you notice that I match the bougainvillea a little bit? And then just come upright into Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. You might want to adjust your stance a little bit. If you need a bit of straightening and rebending of your front leg, totally allowed. Expand your wings while we're here, maybe inspired by all the birdies that you can hear. Outer edge of your back foot is solid. Arch is elevated. Imagine a magnet on your right thigh, moving your right thigh bone to the right and your right hip underneath you towards the left a little bit. Five moments here. I'll be silent and let you take in Mallorca. Right palm to the sky. Let's reverse our warrior. And that can be hand down your leg or behind your back. Your call. Slowly straighten your front leg. Press into the right big toe mound. Some people call this reverse triangle. Up and over into triangle, hinging at your right hip. Right hand down, shin, ankle. If you've got a block, great. And top arm can reach up and over, akin to what we've been up to in previous postures. Lengthen your bottom ribs and rotate them to the sky. Let's pause. Float your left arm up to the sky, step it up into half moon, so your right hand, perhaps your block goes about a foot out in front of your right pinky toe, and we float. Standing split, so carefully place your hands down and then square your hips off. Fold it in. If you prefer to spend the balance of your time in a hand balance and a handstand, you could do that. You might even hold on to your ankle, well, probably not in your handstand, but in your standing split if you wanted to. You're also welcome to step both feet down if you want to do that. Take a little forward fold. And then regardless of what you've been up to, begin to extend your heart forward and your chest parallel to the ground. And then we'll come into a warrior 3, which is either arms along your side or in front of you or on your block. Let's take a few moments here. In fairness, I'm on a cobblestone surface. So I'm just going to blame every wobble on the cobble. Twisting Ardha Chandrasana, left hand down on your cobblestone, right arm up to the sky, and we twist it here. Three moments. Then it's twisting triangle, so step your left foot 4 feet back. Maybe inch your right foot over to the right, left hand on the inside or the outside, likely on a block. Pavrita Trikonasana. Three moments. Now hop into a lunge, spin on your back toes, option to bring back knee down onto your mat. Hands in a prayer, we'll twist left elbow outside of our right thigh. And we'll hang out here for a few moments. Unravel your hands to your mat and step into a plank position. Pause in plank as I navigate my cobblestones here in what seems to be a fountain that's not really functioning as a fountain. Shoulders over your wrists, heels extended behind you, heart extending forward. You can always bring your knees to your mat in cat-cow. You might decide that you want to have a push-up party. Shift a little forward, chaturanga, and back to plank. Chaturanga, and back to plank. Maybe you do a few more of these and you could bring your knees to your mat, unless of course you're on cobblestones, in which case, ill-advised. Now, come into a chaturanga at the bottom of your push-up, even if your knees are down. 3 here, and 2. Then lower to your belly. Take your arms alongside you. Smile up into an upper back bend, and decide if you'd like to elevate your legs. Also, I think I'm hiding behind a bush a little bit, but I'm here. If you would like, you could cactus your arms out to the side here, or even reach your arms forward, palms face each other. 3 moments. Release and roll to your back. Once you're on your back, feet hip distance, lie down on your back, and then roll up and pause. This is a great place to stay. You can bring your feet up off your mat if you want to. You can even venture your legs straight a little bit if you want to for Ardha Navasana. We're here for 3. Can you hear the cicadas? 2. Right leg to the sky. Kind of like that twisting triangle that we did a little earlier in the Warrior 3 that we hung out in. Cross your left ankle behind your right ankle, bend your knees, hands behind your head. Exhale, bring the 2 ends together, and then inhale, tap down. Let's do that 2 more times. This is fun on cobblestones too, for my tailbone. Take your legs up to the sky straight, elbows wide, lift your hips, and then lift your shoulder blades. I'm sorry if I'm still hiding behind a bush. Then lower your hips, keep your left leg where it is. Either extend your right leg or stamp your right foot on your mat. You can reach your arms forward unless you're enjoying hands behind your head. We'll stay for 3. Cross your right ankle, behind your left ankle. Bend your knees, hands behind your head, and then exhale your 2 ends together. And inhale, tap down. Twice more like that. Tap it down. Ankles stay crossed, elbows wide, lift everything to the sky as the sun beams down on me and my cobblestones for 3. And for 2. Lower your hips. Start to lower your legs. You can bend your knees and put your feet on your mat for 3 here. And 2. Come all the way up into Navasana. Put your feet on your mat, hip distance. Take your hands behind you. Lift your heart, and then table pose. Lower your hips onto your mat. Cross at the ankles. Roll over your knees and bring yourself into a plank position, which of course can be hands and knees for cat-cow instead. If you enjoyed our initial push-up party, perhaps you decide to attend another here, chaturanga and back to plank. And you can go back to hands and knees or back to knees down plank if you prefer. Chaturanga and then cobra or upward facing dog. And then I believe our first official down dog of this practice. And we pause for a few breaths. Come to hands and knees, and then our modified plank on our second side. Left hand, left knee, right foot on the middle of your mat. Lift your right leg, whoops, off your mat, if that makes sense. Maybe top arm up and over. Hang a few moments here. Then right arm to the sky, right foot down. Left knee comes off of your mat. We pause. Perhaps your top arm reaches up and overhead. Three more moments here. Three-legged down dog, so I lied. I guess we did spend a little time in a down dog, albeit a three-legged one. Now that the sun is out, radically different temperature. I am now officially in a Bikram class. Come to plank, knee to chest. Pause a moment. And then step your left foot in between your hands, back foot flat, either left hand down and right arm up. Or forearm across your thigh, or you've got a block maybe, and top arm up and over. Stay a few moments here. There's a goat that wears a bell that's off in this above my head field, and I really want it to come by so you hear it. I've been actually trying to figure out when it's been there to do this, and it was here and then it left. What you gonna do? Last few moments here. Up to warrior two. Feel free to make any adjustments to your stance that's helpful. Navigate your own cobblestones. And then we stay for a few moments, expanding our wingspan, breathing. Five moments. The sun is going behind a cloud. That's helpful. Reverse it, and feel free to take your right hand behind your back if you'd rather. Just a few moments like this. And then straighten your front leg. It's our little reverse triangle moment. And then up and over into Trikonasana. You can use your ankle, a block on the outside. Our top arm reaches up, maybe up and over while we're here. I thought there was a bug on my wrist, but it's just sweat. And then right arm up to the sky. I'm not much of a sweat person. I don't sweat that much, but I sure do here. Take a look down, step it up. Ardha Chandrasana, you might use a block. You might use an ancient bench that seems to be here at the fountain that's not functioning. We'll take a few moments where we are. Square it off and fold in for your standing split. Take your handstand if that's where you went with things. Both feet on the ground was an option I offered up. And now start extending your heart forward. We come into warrior three. You can use arms alongside you, your block, your ancient bench. You might decide while we're here to take your arms forward. Three moments here. Twist your Ardha Chandrasana, right hand down, left arm up to the sky. I sense a wave of cicada sound coming back our way. Twisting triangle, step 4 feet back, take your hand on the inside or the outside of your left foot. Feel free to step your left foot to the left a little bit. Every inhale, grow tall. Every exhale, find a little bit more twist. Unravel, hop into a lunge. Remember, you can absolutely put that back knee down, and we twist this, hands in a prayer, left elbow on the outside, right elbow on the outside of your left thigh. Unravel, bring your hands to your mat, step to a plank position, upper push-up position. Pause a few moments, shift your body forward so that you know that you are shoulders over wrists. Remember, you can cat-cow it out instead. Oh, sun, please, just for a few more moments, go behind a cloud. Shift a little forward and lower all the way down onto your belly. And once you're there, bend your knees. Take a hold of your feet or your ankles. If that doesn't work, or if you prefer to just use a little bit more strength, just lift up without holding on. 5 moments as we are. Release it down, roll over onto your back. Your choice of a bridge, or you could head right into Urdhva Dhanurasana. We've got a short practice happening, so if you know that you want to get your full back bend in, now is the time. Gently lower down, come up to seated and cross at the ankles. Roll over your knees. You could simply go to down dog, or since we didn't do a lot of vinyasas, maybe you splash in a vinyasa here. From down dog, reach your right leg behind you and step into single pigeon unless you prefer a double pigeon or a reclining pigeon. And then we'll pause here. Of course, you can stay longer if you want to. If you're ready to switch sides, you might go through down dog and step through to your single pigeon, or maybe you're kind of enjoying being close to the ground. Or you're lying on your back and you're doing your reclining pigeon, all of which are great. And then let's pause on this side. And start to come out of this side. Any transition you love. It might be kind of nice to take a quick Paschimottanasana. Both of our legs are straight out in front of us. Little shift side to side so your sit bones find the ground. Inhale, reach your arms up. Hinge at your hips and either hands outside of your feet or hold the sides of your feet. We bow for a moment or two. And then come on up and lie back and into our Shavasana. Make yourself comfortable. If you want to cover your eyes, you can. And as I often do, I'm going to leave you here in Shavasana with the cicadas. And you might not be able to hear it, but I can hear the goat and its bell. But I don't think you can hear it over the cicadas. Thanks for practicing in Mallorca with me.